Okay, we are going to analyze an Alpharetta business that is doing very well in the search engines compared to one that is not doing well in the search engines. And we're going to look at dentists. So whether you're a dentist, doctor, lawyer, plumber, it doesn't matter. The principles remain the same. So if you watch this case study consultation from start to finish, you're going to have a really, really good understanding of exactly why you are losing to the competition and the action steps you can actually take to beat them. So whether you do this for yourself, if it's a DIY project, or if you run your own marketing agency and you're interested to see how we do it, obviously I can't stop you from looking at this video. Or if you want a completely done for you service, you can of course contact us by filling out the consult request form. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is search Alpharetta Dentist, right? And let's just see who comes up. So we can see Stonewall Family Dentistry is the first result under the paid ad in Google, and you can see they're A in the map, so A, B, C, and they're also number one in the regular listings. So they're ranked number one organically in the map, and they're also number one in the regular listings. So they're obviously doing very well. But let's also compare them to somebody who isn't doing as well. And if we go to page 2, I believe we'll be able to find the person that we have set up. Yes, so we're gonna analyze Stonewalk Dentistry versus Crab Apple Smiles Dental Group. So the first thing I want to do is Google both the names of their business to see what comes up. So Stonewalk Family Dentistry, as we know, they're verified in Google. They have a ton of reviews. Wow, look at that, 375. Full address, phone number, opening hours, the reviews. You can see they're listed on multiple different directories and different citations on the internet, Yellow Pages, Facebook, Yelp, etc. And they also have reviews on there because Google likes to see that, not just reviews on Google page itself, but also tons of listings and reviews on other websites. Sometimes that's the last piece of the puzzle. That's not the only reason why they're dominating. So let's just continue to look at Crab Apple Smiles Dental Group and why they're losing. So you can see that they are verified in Google, that it's attached to their Google page and their website. You can see all their information as well, but they have no reviews, right? They have 0 Google reviews, and they're not really represented well online. You can see that that Google's not easily able to find all their pages. They do find their Facebook and Yelp, but there's obviously dozens, if not hundreds, of other places that a quality dental business can get listed online, not only in Alpharetta, but throughout Georgia and nationally, really. So they're not listed in as many places online, which makes it look like they're less popular and relevant to Google. So when we go to the website of the number one guy, Stonewalk Dentistry, you can see the title of his page, Alpharetta Dentist, Milton GA Dental Services by Stonewalk Family Dentistry. So Google doesn't really want to see you try to rank multiple towns and too many phrases for one title, but this is a pretty good title outside of Milton. Alpharetta Dentist, that's what they are, GA Dental Services, and then by, and then the business name. So it's a very, very good title. Obviously, it could be somewhat more optimized. Then, if we were to go to an inner page, one of their services, which would be crowns, let's see what the title it says. Alpharetta Dental Crowns, porcelain dental crowns and procedures. Now, this is very important because as a service provider, you might not be a dentist, but you offer multiple services, and you should have multiple pages. You should have a page for every service that brings you money and you want to provide more of in real life. Whether if you're a plumber, so it's sewer repair, trenchless sewer, repiping, unclogging toilets, all these different things that you provide, the major services, should be their own pages. And Stonewalk Dentistry is doing a very good job of that. You can see general dentistry, periodontal treatments, root canal therapy. And then the title speaks to that. So it's Alpharetta Dental Crowns, semicolon, porcelain dental crowns and crown procedures. Do you see how all those words necessarily aren't duplication, but they support the main concept of dental crowns? That's what this page is all about, and it helps Google understand that. And you can see they have a good amount of content about the dental crown service they provide. On the flip side, if we were to look at the competition, which is losing Crab Apple, you can see their title is Dentist in Alpharetta GA, Crab Apple Smiles Dental Group. Now that's a pretty good title. So the title in itself isn't why they're losing, even though the word home should be removed from their title. It's not very click worthy. No one really wants to click that, because don't forget, people have to click this in Google at the end of the day. You have to entice a click, not only just through keywords, but you want to get them excited about it. So their title is weaker than the competition's. But more sinister is the damage they're doing with their inner page, their services. So you can see that they have a page that just says crowns hyphen, and then it repeats the title from the home page. If you remember, it says Dennis and Alpharetta GA. This says crowns hyphen Dennis and Alpharetta GA, and then it repeats the business name, Crabapple Smiles Dental Group. This is a huge red flag. You used to be able to get away with this back in the early 2000s, 2003, around there. But now this is a big issue because Google wants to see very targeted, laser-focused user experience. So again, this page speaks to all about dental crowns, porcelain dental crowns, crown procedures, multiple keywords for Google to really understand what the page is about. Whereas this page is really competing with the home page where it says crowns and then it repeats the exact home page. A better title would be Dental Crowns. Number one, dental crown dentist in Alpharetta, right? It could be something as simple as that. Obviously, I just threw it off the top of my head. The idea of the title is to help Google understand exactly what the page is about. It has nothing to do with your brand name, so they should get rid of Crabapple Smiles Dental Group, and it has nothing to do with reiterating the title you want to win for the homepage, which is Dentist Alpharetta. So it really should just be all about crowns, porcelain, procedures, implants, full metal perhaps could be in there if that's a major popular one. But another even major problem, if you go a little deeper and you copy this content, because I had a feeling that it was probably used elsewhere online, and if you copy that content, you paste it into Google, which we did here, you can see a dental crown restores the tooth shape, size, and strength it fully encases. And guess what? This web designer or whoever is using this platform is basically selling this exact template to dozens, if not hundreds, of dentists on the web. And it's really doing a disservice because Google understands that, it's starting to look a little bit spammy. Even though it's not necessarily going to make or break a campaign, it's not unique. So Fountain Modern Dentistry is using it. El Dorado Smiles Dentistry is using it. Walnut Smiles Dentistry and Orthodontics is using it. Oracle Modern Dentistry is using it. Legacy Smiles is using it. Tri-City Smiles is using it. Clinton's Clinton Dental Group is using it, and Gosford Village is using it, right? So you can't even find Crabapple Smile Dental Group on the first page of Google because they're not an authority in this space, and they're using content that other authority websites in their same vertical are using. So this alone wouldn't cause you not to rank, but it's just another factor that's stopping them from actually getting any of the generic new traffic, as we will continue to look at. So you have to keep that in mind. If you're working with a web designer, you have to make sure that your pages are set up for a conversion, because all that matters is conversion, and we will dive real deep into that a little later, but also that it's unique content, and it speaks to the exact procedure or service that you provide on that specific page. And you can see the proof is in the pudding. When you search Dental Crowns Alpharetta, you can see Old Milton Dental there, but they're Stonewalk Dentistry. So they're number 2, they're dominating, and then Crabapple that's not the same Crabapple, which is confusing. So Crabapple Smiles Dental Group is actually all the way down here on page 1. So they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So they just have an uphill battle because their title's not optimized for SEO. The description's most likely not optimized. I'd have to look at that. The keywords aren't optimized, and the content is not optimized. So you add all those things together and a weaker site, that's how you end up 7th in Google and not number 1. And that's exactly what is happening right now. The next thing I like to do is see how large a website is, because sometimes the website size determines its depth in a certain vertical. So for instance, if you ran a site about bullfrogs, if you had a 5-page website and somebody else had a 1,000-page website, keep in mind the quality is relatively the same, Google would understand that the second website, which is 1,000 pages, is a much better authority on bullfrogs, and they would want to rank them because Google loves brands. So you can see that Stonewalk Dentistry has 54 pages indexed in Google, whereas Crabapple Smiles Dental Group has 38 pages indexed. So they are larger than Crabapple Smiles Dental Group, but more sinister is that Crabapple that's a mouthful, right? Crabapple Smiles Dental Group is using duplicate content. So it's deceiving. Their website really isn't that big, because it's all duplicate content used from other dental sites. So yes, they are smaller and they're using duplicate content and their titles are not optimized. So the next thing I like to do is look at the structured data. So Google has all these awesome tools they give access to. So Google Structured Data Testing Tool allows us to fetch and validate and check out the back-end code to what the business website is sharing with Google. This is something we can explicitly tell Google. So if you're a plumber, you can say, yes, I'm a plumber. If you're a dentist, you can say, yes, I'm a dentist. You can say, I'm a local business, I'm an e-commerce, whatever it is, we can tell Google through what's called schema code. And even though Stonewalk Dentistry is dominated, you can see they're not doing a good job at all of adding any custom data. And I'll show you a good example of a site that is doing that. And you can see, of course, Crab Apple Smile Dental Group is not doing a good job of it either. So I want to show you our site now, Atlanta SEO, where if you go enter http://atlantaseo.marketing, you can see that we are an organization, we're a local business, here's our URL, here's our Google map, here's our description, here's our name, here's our telephone number, here's our opening hours, we're the same as our Google page, and here's our full address and latitude and longitude coordinates, and here's our website details. So this is all information that we're explicitly telling Google about ourselves. Granted, this isn't going to make you rank #1 on its own. But again, every single thing that can be wrong right now with this example website is they're losing to the competition. And there's a reason why. You know, it's not theory or guesswork. It's an art and a science. And we understand that all these pieces together add up to a #1 ranking in Google. So the next thing I like to do is analyze the traffic coming to a website. So Stonewalk Dentistry, using a paid tool, we can see, granted, this is never going to be as accurate as your internal analytics. So we recommend installing Google Analytics and Google Webmaster Tools. But obviously we do not have access. We're not privy to this information. So we have to use third-party tools. But it's apples to apples, comparing them to the competition using the same tool. So you can see they're getting nearly $8,000 worth of traffic every month from Google. Wouldn't that be awesome to get more traffic from Google? Because Google wants to provide a really good result at the end of the day to the end user. And that's, their website is set up beautiful. I will say that. But also, you know, the Crab Apple Smiles Dental Group website looks very beautiful as well. You know, there's no knock on the website. It looks good. But we do run into a little problem, which we're going to get into in just a moment. But let's look at some of the keywords that the competition is winning. So the top dogs winning: Dentist Alpharetta, Alpharetta Dentist, Dentist and Alpharetta GA, Dentist Alpharetta GA, Alpharetta Dentists. And if we wanted to, we could, you know, if this was a personal consultation, I'd be able to export this full report for you and send you the full list of keywords that the competition is beating you on and really how you can close the gap on them. So they're just winning in a lot of different ways. And then if we search on the flip side, Crab Apple Smiles Dental Group, we can see they're only getting $50 worth of traffic a month from Google. And it's mostly brand traffic. Crab Apple Dental, Kroger Crab Apple, obviously that's not related, Smiles Dental Reviews, right? And it actually gets worse than that, because if somebody just searches Crab Apple Dental, there's actually another company named Crab Apple Dental, right? So they really have an uphill battle to make sure that they show up when someone is searching for these different brand searches, you know, outside of the generic. But they're just getting crushed generically for phrases such as dentist, Alpharetta. And that's because Stonewalk Dentistry is listed on more websites online. So they're listed on more directories, for one, and they'll have more reviews, for two. They have proper on-page SEO. They're not completely optimized. They have a unique title. They have unique description. They have unique keywords. And they have well-written, unique content on the page versus the competition. And then they also, the next phase of that, which is very hard, is they went out and they out-promoted themselves on different blogs and websites where they're just listed more often than not. So we can see that they have listed, so if we go to this page, we're going to see them listed on a directory. Stonewalk Family Dentistry. So again, you know, we have to dive in to see if it's a quality listing or not, but they just have more listings online. And the way we typically do this, if you decide to partner with us, is we have to do all the technical on-page changes. That obviously has to get fixed. But the biggest part of this is really the promotional side. reaching out to industry bloggers, reaching out to people in Alpharetta, in Georgia, in your industry, and saying, can you write about us? And a lot of the times they'll say yes, but we require a fee, obviously, because money talks. And that's usually where the costs come from. So we reach out to all these different people, get you listed all throughout the internet, make you look very popular, and help your online presence. And so you can start ranking for these generic phrases. Look at all these ones: Dennis Alpharetta, Alpharetta Dennis, Dennis and Alpharetta. So could you imagine if your major keywords that you wanted to rank were #1 in Google, how much more business you'd be getting? You would obviously be getting a lot more business. $50 compared to $8,000. That could mean the difference between closing your doors and hiring and expanding. The next thing I want to do is check this page speed using Google Page Speed Insights tool. So you can see that Stonewalk Dentistry is at a 70 mobile and 80 desktop, which is actually pretty good. It's faster than the average site, I'd say. And usually these are imperceptible speed changes. Again, it might load fast on your device, it might not. But there's three main things that you have to do. You have to minimize the impact JavaScript and CSS has on the end user browser. All the different code that has to load for the user to visually see your web page can really slow down the process. So what we do is we dive into the code without changing the look and feel of your website, and we minimize the impact JavaScript and CSS have. And then we also optimize the images. So we implement browser caching, which means if somebody comes to your website once and it hasn't changed, they're going to see the same version of it and it's going to load faster. We're also going to optimize images. So you want to shrink the images on your website, the size of them, without distorting the quality. So it's really a great way to speed up your website without losing any look and feel of your current website. And again, this 70 might go to a 75 and this 80 might go to an 85. It just helps speed up things for the end user and it helps your rankings. Whereas the competition, as you can see, 48 and 60. So they're in the red and your website may be in the red as well. Now keep in mind that a lot of this speed is usually dependent on the theme you're using of your website. If you're using WordPress, you're using a template or a theme or another platform, BigCommerce, Magento, it doesn't matter. Whatever theme you're using, sometimes the speed is limited based on how graphical your template is. But usually things can always be improved. So, of course, we have to still go in, try to minimize JavaScript, CSS, squeeze the images up, and maybe this 48 goes to a 60, and this 60 could go to a 70. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but of course you have to take the right steps to at least try to speed up your website because Google's showing it's in the red and Google does not want to return a slow website, and this is hurting your rankings right now and it's only going to get worse. Mobile friendly test. Google loves mobile friendly sites. 80% of local business, which is probably what you are, local business, is done, even national businesses are done through the smartphone. It's just growing every day. So you have to be mobile friendly. Stonewalk obviously is, it looks beautiful. But Crabapple Smiles Dental Group, as you can see, it may look decent on your phone, I'm not sure, I haven't checked, but according to Google, this is Google's own internal tool, you're not mobile friendly, right? The website's not mobile friendly. So the way you do this is you make a mobile friendly version of your website, a separate mobile friendly version of your website, or the better alternative is you make a completely responsive website. And sometimes that requires a complete website redesign. So that's really the last ditch effort. If that's not possible, I would recommend doing a mobile friendly version of the website. We've done those for clients as well. Because you will never rank in Google for local business terms if you're not mobile optimized. Google will not allow that in this day and age. Okay, so the next thing I looked at, I don't know if we're logged in now. Let me refresh this page. No, I don't believe we are. But what I did is I looked them up in Bing, and I noticed both businesses were not 100% verified, or complete rather. So just the same way that they got verified, if you remember, they're a verified business using Google My Business. The same way that they got verified in Google, they can get verified in Bing. And right now, Stonewalk might be verified in Bing, but they're not at 100%. So we want to get them 100%. And Crabapple is, I think, at 50%. So they're definitely not even verified in Bing. And a lot of people ignore Bing, but it could be a source of some traffic as our company is not only dominating for Google for Atlanta SEO, but we're also dominating Bing and getting traffic from them as well. So the next part of this is, online marketing is not just about getting quote-unquote free traffic from Google. That isn't what this is about. This is about setting you up properly and out promoting the competition so that you appear for more searches on Google. but you can't rank for everything. You know, there's only a few keywords you're going to be able to rank for. You could rank for your main ones and get $8,000 worth of more traffic. You know, if you're a dentist in Alpharetta or whatever business you are, maybe even more money. You know, if you're a lawyer, plumber, doctor, it doesn't really matter. You know, we work with all different industries. Obviously, if there's any type of return on investment to be made from servicing your client, out promoting the competition is worth it. But the next phase of this, outside of just the organic SEO, would be paid traffic. And I want to show you right now an example of what I'm talking about. So if somebody comes on your website and they look at it, they go, you know what, this looks pretty good, but I'm not ready to call yet. Maybe I'll think about it. Maybe I'll sleep about it. I'll ask my wife. I'll ask my uncle's friend. You know, I'll go on Facebook and see, you know, who people recommend. You know, people will justify procrastination at any level. So their dog's barking, whatever. They go and they close out your website. Bam. They're dead to you. You are dead to them. You will never have contact with them again. Alternatively, what could happen is this. If they go to exit your website, you would want to stop them with an exit video intent, right? And this is something we implemented on our own website, Atlanta SEO. We're also doing this now on all our clients' websites because as I've gotten older in doing this, I understand internet marketing is not just about getting new traffic, it's about optimizing existing traffic. We do not need someone on your website if they are not converting. They are useless. We need them to fill out a contact form, right? So when someone goes to leave our website, AtlantaSEO.marketing, before they can hit the X button, this video pops up and it's a big black screen and they're tasked with really 3 choices. Play the video, click this button, or click this button. So usually interest gets people and they'll click the video to play it. As you can see now, if you go to AtlantaSEO.marketing, you go to the website and you go to exit out, you'll understand what I'm talking about. We're implementing this for all our clients now. So it's an exit video code that we've added. So, you know, of course I made this video and our clients have made personal videos and they're just really connecting on a human level. So whereas before we may just be a faceless, nameless marketing agency among many, now you understand, you know, I'm trying to connect with you on a human level. And that's really what you want to do. So whether you really are a dentist or you know, a plumber, whatever, a roofer, whatever service it is you offer, you know, connect with the person. Say, hey, you know, I'm Matt. This is what I provide. This is why I do it. You know, I want to earn your business. And like I said, talk is cheap. So click the yes button for your private analysis. We know that someone's interested in SEO and online marketing if they're on my website, but that doesn't mean they're going to take action. So, of course, some people will still, you know, be idiots about it and click no thanks, I'm okay with losing just to be dumb. But a lot of people will say after looking at this, you know what, yes, I see that, you know, dozens of other people have left positive reviews and he's got positive case studies showing results, which is important. I think you should add case studies or before and afters, whatever you want to call them, on your website to prove you've done it before. And then they click yes, I want a private analysis. This then takes them to our consult request form. You will then fill this out. This will then take you to a redirect page. Now this is critical. This is very, very important. A lot of websites will just simply reload the same page and say, thanks, it was submitted. You know, thank you very much, we'll be in contact with you. You want them redirected to a new success page that lets them know, yes, they filled it out, congratulations, these are the next steps. Hold them by the hand every step of the way. And what this does is, this then allows us to do something called remarketing. So every dollar you're spending now to get web traffic is being maximized. So you paid to get the traffic to your site, whether you paid for SEO, you know, you put in the time to do the promotions to get the proper organic rankings in Google and Bing, or you decided to buy paid traffic through AdWords, whether you're doing it yourself or through us. You understand that you're paying for this traffic. And if you're not converting it, you're wasting money. So, you know, this is going to increase your conversion rate. It increased our own personal conversion rate threefold. Literally for every one person we were converting before for X amount of traffic, we're now converting 3 times the amount. It was a 300% increase in conversion rate. But then to follow that up, if somebody still didn't fill out this consult form and left your website after seeing your video, we could still follow them around the internet for 0 to 30 days, or however long we determine based on your industry. We found that's a sweet spot. After that, it's a waste of time. So 0 to 7 days or 0 to 30 days, whatever we decide. we can follow them around, and we do. We follow people around with our visual banner ads that say, hey, your website, get free press release in Google News. We know if they were on our website, they're interested in ranking in Google, getting press, doing better at online marketing, paid and organic. So this is a strong banner ad. And you know what? I'll follow you around the internet using Google Display Network, and you'll eventually click it and say, you know what? Yes, I do want a free press release in Google, or yes, I do want cleaner, whiter teeth, or I do want my roof repaired, I do want dog training. Whatever it is you provide, there's a reason they were on your website, but they just didn't fill it out right then and there. The next step of this is they click on the ad, they go back to the consult form, they fill it out, and then all roads lead to success. We finally got there, right? So here a lot of people are thinking, well, how much for this? It's the wrong question to ask. All we can do as the marketing agency is point you in the absolute best direction. And that's why I put these case study videos up, these live consultation videos, to show you, obviously we know what we're talking about, we're passionate about doing it, and we set it up for ourselves, and we set it up for clients as well. If you go to the case studies page, you can see, obviously we provide all of Georgia and nationally, not just in Alpharetta. So, to recap, you have to have a beautiful website. If your website, not necessarily beautiful, it has to communicate well. It could be very basic. It has to communicate your message clearly. It has to show value. You need case studies. You need to show why they need to go with you. You need to be optimized properly for the search engines, proper unique titles, using keywords that are not just keyword stuffed, but keyword phrases that entice a click. You want to deliver on the click promise by having a good landing page experience when they actually land on your page. Root canals, sewer repair, clown children parties, whatever it is you do, tell your story, please, and take pride in telling that part of your story. But guess what? The exit video is there, so if they decide to leave as they're leaving your website and we implement this for you, you're gonna 100% tell your story, tell your side of the story, give your piece before they leave your website. Wouldn't that be nice if you could speak one-on-one to every person who was thinking about doing business with you? And that's really the goal of the website and any marketing, is to communicate your story and talk to your prospect, and really communicate value and sincerity, which obviously is what you're doing. Otherwise, why are you in business if you aren't sincere and you care about what you do and what you can help them with your goods or services? The next thing would be to obviously out-promote the competition. I'm not sure why that closed out. But, as we showed before, the $8,000 worth of traffic from Google versus $50, it's a huge difference. It's the difference between expanding or closing your doors. Page speed, your website's probably too slow. Regardless of what it's at, it can be optimized if you look at all these different phases: JavaScript, CSS, images, browser cache, compression, and then of course mobile friendliness. If you aren't mobile friendly, you absolutely need to get mobile friendly. You either need to make a mobile friendly version of your website, which is the weakest form, or you do a complete website redesign and use a responsive website design build or a template theme. If you aren't familiar, I would recommend going with a WordPress theme that is mobile responsive. Then you want to get verified in Bing, and of course, after your website is set up beautiful, this is everything we can handle, done for you service. We optimize your website for conversion. We're going to optimize it technically, and then we're going to be able to really ramp it up after we do all the organic promotions, and really ramp it up with paid ads. So you can really just dominate the competition and appear right above them no matter where you are at organically, because we know that we built a great mousetrap and funnel that speaks to your prospect. So again, if you're a business in Alpharetta and you looked through this video, I think you have a lot more actionable information and insights into exactly what you need to do to beat your competition, whether it's a dentist or whatever industry you're in. And of course, you can do this all internally yourself, or you can hire us as the professionals, because you're busy running your own business. We have a great track record. Again, for conflicts of interest, we will not partner with more than one service provider in one town. In other words, if we're working with a dentist in Alpharetta at the time you contact us, or we're working with a plumber or lawyer, whatever it is, and you are that exact business, we will not partner with you out of a conflict of interest. But again, we wish you all the best of luck. Obviously, you watch this video because you are interested and passionate about growing your business. And I do not take that lightly. And I bring this same type of passion, when we sign you on as a client, and as well as any further analysis or consultation we do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop this video and upload it to YouTube, and you can take a look at your leisure and fill out that consult form, and we'll get started on your personal customization plan. Talk to you soon.